Hey, okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Who's Getting Sued this week. Now, we are broadcasting on multiple platforms, but on our TT platform, I am joined by the lovely co-host, my name twin, Natalie. She's all the way in Florida, but she's joining us here. Natalie, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, my name is Natalie, your live host, daily 9 a.m. Eastern Time, a lock-in queen.
Yes. Cheers to that, okay?
Nice
Wait.
to meet
Oh,
y'all.
God damn it. Okay, hold on. I was trying to, okay. All right, guys. So for those of you who are new to me, who are new to the show, the way that it works is I pull stories from the news and I teach you business and legal concepts that you need to know based on those stories. Okay. So to now I have altered my show a little bit since I started working with TT. I have found that the TT crowd, they really like to get into the nitty gritty of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover our first story, which has to do with the rapper Finesse Two Times. If y'all know who Finesse Two Times is, write Finesse Two Times in the comments. And then we're going to go over contracts. Now, I went over this a couple weeks ago, but this story really brings it home. So I would really, so that's what we're going to do. Okay. And then also this way you guys get an idea of what I do so you understand how the rest of the show is going to look like. Okay. So do we have any new hip hop fans in the house? Not listen, I'm old school. Your girl is 44. I don't know all these new rappers, little Boo Boo and little Chi Chi or whatever, but but I have heard Finesse Two Times on my Pandora, when I have my Big Boogie station. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Big Boogie, okay? So now I don't really know much about Finesse Two Times, but yesterday I found out that his contract got leaked on the internet, right? So now Finesse Two Times, he's a rapper, and not only was it leaked, apparently, yes, Roxamil. Not only was it leaked, Finesse Two Times is crashing out on the internet because he says that he signed with his label, Mob Ties label 4 years ago, and he says they haven't made any money. And why is this? So somebody released the contract on social media where someone screenshotted it and then sent it to me. So I did not have a chance to look at the original document. This is like third hand, but I took the information from what I can see. But essentially, Finesse Two Times' contract only got him 20% of any revenue he generated after all the bills were paid. Okay. So if he made $1 million, right, he wasn't getting 20% of $1 million. He was getting 20% of whatever was left after all the bills were paid. So after all the marketing, all the promotion, anything that the label did for him, he had to pay back, right? And then if anything was left over, he'd get 20% of that. Now, 70% was going to the label and the merchandising. But funny thing, the label and the merchandise label are owned by the same person. So one person is getting 70% of his of everything that's coming through. And then on top of that, hey DJ Sweetness, on top of that, Finesse Two Times is saying, they're not helping him promote. He's like, I've been signed for 4 years. We've only put out 2 albums. And he is crying. He's saying, I want out this contract. It ain't good. I ain't making no money. I'm old. I'm 33. I'm about to die. I don't know how you get to 33 and you not have enough time, but he is very upset over his contract. Now, I connected with a well-established, thank you, J9 Esquire. Oh, she's right here in the comments. I was watching. Yes. So I was in J9 Esquire's live earlier today. J9 Esquire works in entertainment law. She has been in the music industry for over 26 years. And in terms of the what you call splits when it comes to contracts, from what I got from her, it is not uncommon for the label for the for the distribution, for them to take the lion's share of whatever the artist is making, because usually the artists, they're signing to you because they want exposure, because they want distribution and all of those things, right? And I'm going to use a term that J9 Esquire used. A lot of times, if you're an artist who's been trying to make it for a while and somebody hands you a contract, you just happy to be here, so you sign it. Right now, Finesse Two Times, he is 33 years old. He signed with Mob Ties about 4 years ago. So that means he was at least 29, right? When he signed this contract. Now, you signed it at 29, which means that you were a full-fledged adult, and I'm assuming that you had a clear head to where you had an opportunity to read this contract. Now, from what was sent to me, I saw that the contract was only 3 pages, which is crazy to me for an artist deal, considering all that an artist has to go through. But you, at 29 years of age, or whenever you signed this contract, you were of legal age, you were of sound mind, and even if you didn't take the opportunity to read the contract, hey, hon, you had the copy. Oh, not his? Wait, not his what? Can you elaborate on that? Oh, his, yeah, his.
They're saying that's why artists should go independent instead of going with major labels.
And yeah, and that's why you have that now. You have a lot more artists who, because of the internet, you're able to garner your own, your own following and things like that. Yeah, I did say it was 3 pages. It was definitely 3 pages, right? So Finesse Two Times, I don't know what his situation was before he got signed. What? I don't know what his situation was before he got signed to this label, but oh yeah, is that him? Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's play a little clip so y'all can get used to Finesse Two Times. Turn it up. Okay, I'll explain later. Yes. Yes. So that's Finesse Two Times. Hopefully you guys recognize the song, right? So Finesse Two Times, he's saying, look, we've been on this label for 4 years. We've only put out 2 albums and we don't have any money. And he wants out. But the thing is, if you signed a contract as a full-fledged adult, when you had an opportunity to read it, you kind of put yourself in a bind. Now, there are a lot of clauses in this contract. I'm not going to get into the specifics. I actually would like you guys to follow up with J9 Esquire. She's in the comments right now because she was breaking it down. That is what she does for a living, talking about the different things that you need to be aware of in terms of an artist contract. But I just want to talk generally about contracts themselves. When you are getting into some type of legal agreement, okay, you need to understand that it's legally binding. You can't decide later on, well, I don't want this anymore. That's why you wrote it down on paper, okay? So what I wanted to do is go, before we get into the next stories, is take this Finesse Two Times case and use it to kind of reinforce the contract's concepts that I want you guys to understand. Okay. Now, for some of you, it might be repetitive, but repeating something makes it stick. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the 3 elements of a contract. You have offer, consideration, and acceptance. Those are the 3 basic things. I will mow your lawn for $50. The consideration is whatever you're mowing the lawn for, the money, whatever. And then acceptance is when the person says, yes, you can do that, right? Now, that is the basic. Those are just the basics of a contract. Now, when you're getting into these complicated artist contracts, there are many more things that you guys need to be aware of. A contract is so that everybody knows what is expected of them. Now, in this contract that Finesse Two Times, oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoy it. In this contract that Finesse Two Times signed, he did not really, nothing was really spelled out. He was promised promotion, he was promised distribution, but there were no exact things like, what does promotion look like? How do I know that you're going to be doing your job? J9, you can also feel free to come up on here if you want to, and fill in any gaps that I'm missing. But so you can have the three basics parts of a contract, but you also, depending on the industry that you are in, you still want to get down to the granular things. Yes, maybe it's annoying, but had Finesse Two Times had counsel who was annoying, I don't know how else to say it, but that's the reason why you hire an attorney. They do all the annoying work. They check all to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. J9 said, had she seen that contract that Finesse Two Times had and he had been her client, she wouldn't have had him sign it, right? As well, you need to understand that you not understanding your contract. Who's that in the corner? You not understanding your contract as an adult, that's nobody's problem but your own, right? Mm-hmm. So I remember Megan Thee Stallion, she was complaining. She was signed to 1501 label, and she was complaining. She said she wanted out of her deal because she was only 22 and did it when she signed it, and but you were still at the, what is that? You were still at the age of majority. You were still 18 plus, so you were legally allowed to sign a contract. Plus, your mom was your manager. She was in the music business. Now, I don't know if she, I think she fulfilled all of her obligations for that contract, but her just saying, well, I was just 22, it doesn't matter. The moment you turn 18, you can legally sign a contract. Now, does that mean that you should? Maybe not, but your age has a lot to do with whether you can sign a contract, because they assume that because you are of a certain age, you got some sense. Finesse, you were 29 when you signed this contract. You telling me you just sign things and you don't read them? And as a matter, we all do that. Listen, we sign up on these apps and they have their terms and services and we don't read those. But when it comes to something like this, as an artist, where you the label, they're gonna be making money off your back. Yeah. You want to read the contract to make sure that they are working for the money that they're going to be making off of your back. Okay. Now, in terms of the terms, or what they call the splits for the contract, again, the label owner, he was getting about 70% of, or he is getting about 70% of what Finesse Two Times is making. Right now, most people will say, "Oh, that's unfair." But in the music industry, that's not that uncommon. Again, if you want the entertainment industry tea, you guys need to follow J9 Esquire. Okay, she was working in production for Hot 97 for 10 years, and she's been practicing entertainment law for 16 years. So she knows what she's talking about. Who am I coming through on? I'm like echoing. Okay. Anyway, but again, we want to use this story of Finesse Two Times. Okay, thank you. Of who unfortunately, he's having these issues with the label, and he's very concerned with the amount that he has to pay them. But that was partly your fault. This is why I tell you guys, you should never sign a contract before you read it. If you can't read it, upload it somewhere, have somebody read it to you. Get some type of help. You should never go into a situation legally binding yourself to something without understanding what you are signing. Now, there have people who have done that. I don't know if you remember Fantasia when she won American Idol. Did she win American Idol? Did she win? She did win. Yes, Fantasia Barrino, she did win. But she said that when she was on there that, she didn't know how to read. she signed those contracts without understanding what she was doing, right? So who knows what they could have had her sign. But of course, thank you, April. But of course, she has, of course, recovered, and she's doing very well for herself. But again, it is very important. Look, if you don't know how to read, if you have reading difficulties, I don't know if your left eye is watering and you just don't want to read it yourself. There are many different, thank you. There are many different things that you can do to make sure that you have an understanding of the document that you are signing. There is no excuse for you to be signing a document that you don't understand. And if anybody tries to rush you to sign a contract without you understanding it, don't do business with them, period. Okay? So that is the first story that we're talking about. All right. Do we have any questions about that before we move on? Do we need another finesse 2 times music break? It's cool when they do it. Guys, I'm a fool. Don't mind me. Okay. All right. Good evening. Did you have a question?
Yeah, it's like for artists, like I don't know why they don't do the research of going into the business and not learning about the business of in music, because in a way you're thinking you're going to get all this fame and fortune, but in all you're pretty much going to get a little bit of that fame, but fortune may not come until later, until you realize the paper that you sign is not going to, you're not going to generate all the millions of dollars.
Okay, well, here's what I found throughout the years of working with people, particularly creatives. Creatives don't care about paperwork. They just want to get their art out there. So they are not necessarily aware of all of the pitfalls that can happen. Now, because most artists are more savvy, they have a better idea of what they should be expecting, from or what they should be getting. But if you are someone who is, you're just like, this is my art, I just want to get my art out there, and somebody gives you a shot, like again, I'm using J9 Esquire's term, you just happy to be there. You're happy somebody is giving you a shot. So a lot of people, because they think it's a great opportunity, they will, sign it over. And then of course you have copyright termination rights with come in, because you have the opportunity to get stuff back, but that's way down the line. But a lot of artists now, I don't think it's happening so much now, but a lot of artists, prior, especially when the labels were really making artists, they weren't just taking artists who already had a following. It's like you the own and again, a lot of this that I heard, I be listening to my girl. Before we had the internet, how did artists get heard? How did artists get heard? Your only option was to get on a label and hopefully get on the radio. So labels were able to get away with this for a long time. But because of the internet, because now you can reach out to your audience directly, because of the democratization of information, where now artists understand what they need to be looking out for, it's not as rampant. But these contracts are not, they're not out of the realm of what's normal within the music industry. Like things just work different in there is what I'm finding. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question.
Also, you mentioned about Fantasia. Well, she mentioned years ago in an interview that she dropped out of middle school when she was in the 8th grade, actually, and she was pregnant.
Okay. Okay.
Well, yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that probably led to, her not be, I'm not saying that, she couldn't recognize an A or a B. She could probably sign her name, but in terms of being people write contracts in what's called legalese. They use all of this jargon to make it sound super special, and you can get very overwhelmed by that. Most of the stuff that that makes my clients frightened or scares them is just they can't understand. They don't understand what the terminology means. You can really intimidate someone with that. So that's what I meant by she couldn't read. She couldn't understand the contract. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like they skipped the important part.
Yes. It's like you just like, oh, somebody's gonna give me a chance. I'm gonna be on the stage. I'm gonna be able to sing or rap or whatever. And I heard somebody, no, I saw somebody in J9 Esquire's live. They were saying that some artists have even bootlegged their own merchandise because they signed a bad deal and they were trying to make more money. Okay. So again, we don't want you to have to get into that situation. If you are an artist, if you don't understand the contract that they're asking you to sign, say, hey, give me 24 hours. If you don't have the funds to hire an attorney, find your smartest friend, have them read it to you. If you don't have a smart friend, upload that document to ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it at least. Do something, please. Can you tell that people without contracts frustrates me?
It's true though.
Listen, and I understand sometimes we're doing business with, the homies or our loved ones. I don't care if you're doing business with Jesus himself. You need a written contract, okay? Look, Jesus wrote down the word in the Bible, okay? Hello, it's written down. Everything needs to be written down. All right, okay, let's move on to our next story of the evening. Do we have any Kardashian fans in the house? Any Kardashian fans?
I like him. I mean, she's a boss bitch. What can I say?
I don't like her. I mean, I don't really care for the Kardashian family as, a staff, a label, or a crew, but I do appreciate how they brand themselves. And Kim K is trying to expand that brand with her daughter, Northwest. Have you guys seen Northwest in the news lately?
Yeah.
Have you seen her? Tell me, what have you seen about her? What have you heard? What have you seen?
I mean, she looks grown. I thought, oh my God.
Huh? What? What have you seen? What have you seen? Tell me.
He says she can't sing, that's for sure.
I thought she was making beats. Was she singing? I thought she was rapping and making beats. Anyway.
Like, I didn't even care to look.
Oh, so Northwest, she is a tween and she has a lot of access, and her parents let her express herself. So Northwest has been, she's been experimenting with her look. She's been experimenting with music, all of these things. And she's getting her own kind of personality. She has there's a Northwest hive. I know there's a Northwest hive out there somewhere. Okay. If there's a Blue Ivy hive, I know there's a Northwest hive. And in doing that, Kim K, she wants to capitalize on that. And she is trying to come out with a line of dolls based on her daughter, Northwest. Hold on one second. I gotta pull this up. Now, Kim K, she filed for a trademark for Northwest for dolls and toys in about 2023. It's been extended multiple times. Now, in application reasons, it might be opposed for some reason. The USPTO might be asking you for more information, but for some reason, it has not come to muster yet. But that does bring me back to when I first started doing this show, and I was telling y'all how Jay-Z and Beyonce had been denied the Blue Ivy trademark because they had tried to trademark it on the basis that Blue Ivy was a cultural icon, and the USPTO was like, she can't even talk. What are you talking about? And it wasn't until, Blue Ivy, she's been on tour with her mom, she's been in movies, that now they've been able to secure that. Prior to these things with Northwest coming out here with these looks and the music and things like that, what did we really know Northwest for? Outside of being Kim K and Kanye's daughter.
That's all I knew her for.
Exactly.
Romeo, random mommy. What do you guys think? I didn't know her before that at all.
Right, but now she's developing a personality, right? Exactly. But now she's developing a personality. She's got her own look. She's got her style. She's got her music. And of course, the Kardashians want to capitalize on that. And I'm not even faulting them for that. Set your babies up for success. But one of the things that I found that I was thinking about, I was like, how does Kanye feel about this? Now we know Kanye is on the sick and shut-in list. Okay, we understand that. All right. But at the end of the day, that is still her father. Has Kanye been consulted about this line of toys and possibly seeing his daughter's image in, retailers nationwide? And then North is only 12 years old. What if, mom's doing this and then, I don't know, North turns 17 and she's like, I'm anti-establishmentarianism. And she's like, I've got all this crap with my face on it. I hate it, right? And because she is under the age of majority, her mom has control over all of that. So there's also the idea of North has a right to her own publicity. She's coming into her own. Does she even want this toy line, right? So there are a lot of things to consider when you have business plans that involve your children. But I'm interested to see if this trademark goes through, if they do come out with a line of dolls based on Northwest. Would any of you guys purchase that for, young people in your life? Is there anyone watching the live who would purchase a doll version of Northwest for a young person in your life?
I mean, I just don't feel like.
Jana Esquire said no.
What does she really do? I don't want just like what kind of doll is she? Like, what is it?
Okay. But this is also how I feel about the new rappers. I'm like, what does that boy sing? Why is he famous? So,
what kind of doll is that?
Right. So I'm sure that Northwest has her tribe. I just don't know where that tribe is. Right. DJ Sweetness, she would not purchase a doll at all. I'm sorry, what?
I'm saying, like, I know who their parents are, but I don't know what you're known for, other than you being their
child.
being the child.
Right. And that's why I said I think that now is the time that they're really pushing it, because North, she is experimenting with music. She is experimenting with her look. She has her own personality. She's on the show. The what you call that thing? What's their reality show? Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's on there, right? So, and all of them have multiple trademarks. Everybody in that family, all their kids. So I'm not surprised at this. I am just kind of icked out at, like, first of all, who's going to be buying this doll? Is it going to be little girls, or is it going to be creepy guys, who are like, ugh. But that's just me. But they love to market. We will see. And again, how does Kanye feel about this? And how does Northwest feel about this? How does she feel about this? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have just once your Empress, hey doll. If you have just come in, you are watching Who's Getting Sued This Week. I am Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I am your host. I am a business and trademark attorney, and I come on here weekly and I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. Okay. So next story we are talking about. Do we have any Matthew McConaughey fans in the house? Matthew McConaughey. Yes. Oh, wait, what did you just say? Your friend. All right. Listen, you beat me to it. Okay. You like him? Listen, y'all, AI is out of control and the celebrities are fighting back, starting with Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey has just trademarked his phrase, all right, as well as a few others, and his voice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he just trademarked it. Yes. So, one of the things that a lot of celebrities are afraid of is their images and voices being used without their permission because of the proliferation of AI. Now, Matthew McConaughey, he has actually licensed his voice. What is that? Oh, sorry. I'm not used to having guests, so it's so weird to me when there's other noises. I'm sorry. I get really freaked out. So Matthew McConaughey, he's licensed his voice as AI for certain things, and he is also trademarking his likeness and his trademark phrases because he does not want AI to be using his stuff without his permission. He says, look, AI is here, we're not going to beat it, but he wants 100% accountability in terms of how people use AI. You have I don't know if you guys were here when we talked about the story of that app. There was an app where they have the AI bots that act like celebrities. So Matthew McConaughey does not want that happening to him. So he is deliberately, allowing different outlets to use his voice and protecting his intellectual property, meaning his phrases that people know him for, his face, his voice, all of those things that are inherent to him. He is protecting them with intellectual property so that these AI things like Sora or whatever make them, you can make your AI double or whatever, so that if you're using it without his permission, he can come after you. Okay. AI is not going anywhere, so people are becoming, especially celebrities, I expect to see a lot more of this coming into the forefront in terms of celebrities trademarking and protecting their faces and voices directly because of AI. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some type of category that comes up within trademarks that is specifically, I'm trademarking this for AI use or whatever. But Matthew McConaughey, he is leading the charge in Hollywood for actors to protect their voices, because we've already seen all of these deep fake videos that come out, right? There have been tons of, I know that y'all have seen, ads on weird websites where there's like a celebrity promoting this product and you're like, I have never heard this celebrity promote this product a day in my life, right? That's what they want to prevent. That is what they want to prevent with this, because with AI, you can do pretty much, and I have seen some crazy things with this AI. I don't know why y'all are letting them do this. Sarah Connor told us about all this in all the Terminator movies, but here we are handing over the keys, but I digress. Anyway, but Matthew McConaughey, I expect that a lot of celebrities are going to follow him in terms of legally protecting their voices and images and their catchphrases so that AI can't just use it rampantly. And also remember, my people who make AI videos, that now Disney has licensed over 200 of their characters to the to OpenAI, which owns ChatGPT and Sora. So if you have a paid ChatGPT account and you like to make AI videos, pretty soon you're going to be able to make AI videos with Disney characters, and Disney is going to take the top ones and they're going to stream it on their app, on the Disney Plus app. J9 Esquire said Cardi did her sound a while ago. That bird sound that she does. Actually, she didn't get that. She tried to trademark it, but it did not go through because she could not prove that she had originated it. The person who first used the was actually a drag queen by the name Laganja Estranja on RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes. So while Cardi B did attempt to trademark she was not able to because she was not the originator of it. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So
do you want to go live and come up, Ray?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I gotta get to the next story.
Hi, Random. Hi, Stella. Who's getting sued this week? Yep.
Yes. Guys, if you could share, tap and share out the live, please. I'm trying, I'm trying to be in on the FYP, y'all. All right.
FYP.
A girl want to be on the FYP.
Thank you, Chicky.
Okay. Did anybody watch the original? Thank you for the heart. The original Beverly Hills 90210. Not that remake that they had on the CW. The original Beverly Hills 90210. Shannon Doherty, Ian Ziering, what's his name? Priestley, all them people. Yes, that sound. Gosh, I never fall. No problem. Does nobody watch the original 90210?
I didn't watch 90210. I didn't watch Friends.
Okay, did you watch Charmed?
I don't know. I didn't watch. Cheeky said she did. I didn't watch too many of that.
Oh my God!
I don't know what I was watching when those shows were on.
Okay, all right. Anybody familiar with with Beverly Hills 90210 or Charmed will be familiar with the actress Shannon Doherty. If you are familiar with the actress Shannon Doherty, please write Shannon in the comments, okay?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon who? Doherty?
Shannon Doherty. She was one of the original cast members of Beverly Hills 90210, and she was known in Hollywood for being a big B. She got kicked off of Charmed after a few seasons because she was such a big B. Thank you, J. Esquire. Like nobody liked her. Anyway, Shannon Doherty, she had got married. She married a photographer, but they divorced they divorced a few years ago. And unfortunately, about a year and a half ago, Shannon Doherty lost the battle to cancer. So she passed away about a year and a half ago. You would think that would be the end. Let me tell you how her dusty ex-husband is trying to contest their divorce settlement a year and a half after this lady has passed away.
No way.
No lie. So in the divorce decree, hey, Lucille, hey, how you doing, dog? In the divorce decree, Shannon Doherty had asked for an accounting of all of the pictures that her ex-husband had of her. Because again, he's a photographer, right? She's an actress. He can take those pictures and he can make money off of them. But Shannon Doherty wanted them for her estate. And ever since she passed, the ex-husband has not returned these photos, right? So now he is trying to sue, I guess, to have the divorce settlement, I don't know, thrown out or whatever. I guess because he don't want to return the pictures, because he can make money off of them. But why didn't you do any of this when Shannon was still here? Why did you wait till a year and a half after she passed? Now, of course, a divorce settlement is like another contract, right? So you hammer out the terms. Now, I thank you for being part of the fan club, Lucille, for 2 months. Now, I'm sure.
TMZ, TT vibes.
Okay. Yes. Now, I am sure that Shannon and her ex-husband, the lawyers, they sat out and they're like, this is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get. And Shannon was like, well, I want my stuff. And she never got her stuff back. She was waiting for it. And the guy, to this day, she don't have her stuff. And she's in the ground. But for you, you went through this divorce, you hammered out all of these conditions, and now you're trying to contest the divorce settlement a year and a half after your ex-wife has passed. That kind of, for me, here's what it gives for me. This is my opinion. I don't know this to be true. What I think is homeboy is making money off of those photos. I don't know, licensing them out or whatever, or he's holding them for a rainy day because, maybe there's a book coming out about Shannon Doherty. Maybe there's a movie, maybe there's a documentary, and they can license it from him. So I think that is what he is doing, that might be. Thank you, Lucille. That's what he's holding on to. He's like, they making documentaries about everybody. They gonna make a documentary about my ex-wife. I'm holding on to these photos. They gonna license them from me and pay me a grip. Okay, this is that's just my interpretation. I don't know that for real. Please don't go spreading that in the street. I do not want somebody suing me for defamation. Okay. Yes. But yeah, so Shannon Doherty's ex-husband is trying to contest the divorce settlement that was, you went through it with lawyers. It's not like you guys were on an uneven playing ground. I mean, I'm sure Shannon Doherty probably had a little bit more money than he did, but I mean, how much residuals was she making off of Charmed and 90210? I don't even know if they streamed the original 90210. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But I just think that he's trying to hold on to those whatever media he has of her, so that he can license it out. Hello to everybody coming in. I'm sorry if I'm not greeting everybody. I'm trying to keep up with the stories and keep my facts straight and stuff. And I got 3 different screens in front of me. So charge it to my head, not to my heart. Thank you everybody for coming in. All right. All right. So I say that to say this. Get your prenups in order. Don't let these people take your money after you're gone.
Yep, and read them contracts. Everything you sign, you gotta read it.
Yes. And I'm sure he read it. He's just being weird. Okay. My hip hop fans, if you are a Jay-Z fan, tell me your favorite Jay-Z song or album. Jay-Z fans, give me your favorite Jay-Z song and or album. Hey, favorite Jay-Z song and or album. Hey, go. Yeah. All right. So as long as Jay-Z has been out, I have been hearing this story about how Jay-Z has some child out there that he has not been acknowledging. Okay. And he has been getting sued for the last 20 some odd years over this paternity issue. Now, but it has finally, the blueprint is still your fave. Okay. But it has finally come to a head. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of background. 1992, Jay-Z hooked up with a woman named Wanda Satterthwaite, something. She says that she was 16 and the condom broke and there was a baby that ensued. 2015, she files a lawsuit against Jay-Z, wanting him to take a paternity test, a DNA test. Jay-Z is like, lady, leave me alone. They sued Jay-Z in so many different courts. They went to New Jersey. They sued him to the point for so long. The mother, Wanda, she actually ended up passing away. And the child in question that they were saying was Jay-Z's son. His godmother continued the lawsuit for her. So the godmother was like, and the godmother went, she's like, nah, Jay-Z, he's a deadbeat dad. They're taking him they filed court in California, all over the place. But finally, in 2025, we have resolution. The courts have said enough. This child is not Jay-Z's. He took the DNA test. Stop suing him, okay? Because they had proven that he wasn't the dad. But the mother was saying that test was faulty and just kept going at it. Saying that, I don't know, Jay-Z had friends in high places or whatever. But so okay. So gentlemen, wrap it up, okay? But yeah, so even though the DNA test said that he wasn't the father, she was still suing him. She died suing him. The godmother continued it, took it to California. The judge in California said enough. They dismissed the paternity case with prejudice, meaning that they can no longer go after Jay-Z for this paternity suit. It's over because they dismissed it with prejudice, so that when something is dismissed with prejudice for the court, that means you can't come back. Okay. Now, Not only did they dismiss it with prejudice, Jay-Z won $120,000 for the money that he had to spend on legal fees fighting this paternity suit. Now, I don't think this lady and that boy have $120,000 to give Jay-Z, but I'm pretty sure it was about the principal, and he'll probably not even pursue that with them. But I think the reason now Jay-Z probably could have just paid them off to be quiet, right? But that would set the precedent for other people to be like, oh yes, I got a secret Jay-Z child. And as we saw in the case when Tony Busby tried to accuse Jay-Z of being in league with Diddy for those freak off parties, Diddy went up there and he said, I dare you, take me to court, please. I urge you, take me to court. Same thing here. Jay-Z said, what are you gonna do? That ain't my child. You gonna keep suing me? Okay. What you want now? So using the courts to bother someone, courts do not like to be harassed, okay? Because when you file a lawsuit, they have to put it on the docket, and that takes resources. You have to have people on call to be there for the trial. It costs a lot of money for litigation. So if you are trying to use the courts just to harass somebody until they cut you a check, the courts don't like that. So they have dismissed the Jay-Z paternity suit with prejudice. So hopefully we will not be seeing any more Jay-Z paternity lawsuits coming into the foray. But I say that to say this, right? They were running Jay-Z's name through the streets, calling Jay-Z a deadbeat dad, saying all of these things, right? Now, who knows? Now, again, and okay, so there's a little bit of leeway here because again, Jay-Z was in the hip hop game, and unfortunately, we know that there's the, whatever. But maybe Jay-Z doesn't want to be known as a deadbeat dad. He's trying to defend his name out here. So if you cannot prove that somebody has done something, stop harassing the court. You're wasting their time, and they're going to punish you. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So next story that we are talking. Ooh, yes. Oh wait. Do you guys want to hear about Mariah Carey or Beanie Babies? Mariah Carey. Okay. What is Mariah Carey's biggest hit in the world? It has to do with a holiday. Mariah Carey's biggest hit in the world. It has to do with a holiday. I could be here all day. I could be here all day, y'all. Okay, so we all know Mariah Carey is the queen of Christmas. I don't know why people keep messing with my girl. Okay, if she hasn't done anything else for us, she gave us a Christmas bop. But of course, whenever you on top, people always trying to pull you down. 1988, a country group comes out with a song called All I Want for Christmas. It was a Christmas song. It was a country Christmas song. 1994, Mariah Carey comes out with a song called All I Want for Christmas. So the country group, 20 years after Mariah Carey has bodied Christmas, this lady makes like $50 million a year around Christmas alone. They tried to sue Mariah Carey for copyright infringement because they said that because the names were the same.
Can somebody get her?
Okay. Now, They were claiming copyright infringement. Now I'm going to explain something to you about copyrights. Copyrights protect works of the mind, things that you create in your brain, right? So when we're talking about songs, we're talking about lyrics and the music. When how many songs do you know that have the same name?
Every single one nowadays.
Exactly. How many songs do you know that's titled Baby?
And how many artists named Baby?
Right. So so these country artists tried to sue Mariah Carey, claiming copyright infringement and that she stole from them. The judges said, I don't know who you are, but you must not realize that you're suing Mariah, Queen of Christmas, Carey. Not only was the case dismissed, but Mariah Carey was also awarded money. Okay? They gave her money because you wasted Mariah Carey's time.
You better stop.
Mariah Carey does not want people wasting her time. Hold on. Do y'all remember when she, hold on a second. I'm sorry, Instagram, if you can't see me. Hold on. I'm looking up something real quick. Do y'all remember when Mariah Carey was engaged to that rich man and they didn't end up getting married and she sued that man for wasting her time and she won? I know y'all remember that. Yes. So for this, she won. Let me see. Hold on. She won $92,000, probably her court fees, defending this nonsense. Sir, now listen, I could understand wanting a piece of the pie, but she didn't even like take any lyrics from y'all. It was just a song with the same name. What did y'all think was gonna happen? You must not know Mariah Carey, don't get in my way, Carey, okay? She is not for the play. She might have a whistle register. You might think that she about to fall over in them 76-inch heels, but Mariah Carey is about her paper, okay? So, say this. Copyright infringement doesn't just have to do with a title. Now, had Mariah Carey just lifted all of their verses, the words, things like that, or the melody, that would have been copyright infringement. But just having the same title for a song around Christmas is not enough, okay? It's not enough for copyright infringement. Call Mariah Carey when you can prove that she took your lyrics, which I know you can because we all know that Mariah Carey writes her own music, all right? So, leave my girl alone.
Leave her alone.
Hold up. I don't know why this thing keeps saying that there's no activity when I am literally moving my body across the thing. Like, okay, but whatever. It's a computer. It's an AI. I can't really get too mad at a machine. All right. Okay. For those of you, let me just a quick reset. If you're wondering what's going on, I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I am a business and trademark attorney. I get on here Tuesday evenings at 7:00 and I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. So we have gone through a plethora of stories. We have talked about Finesse 2 times and his terrible contract. We've talked about people trying to waste Mariah Carey's time over All I Want for Christmas. We have talked about Jay-Z beating the paternity suit. We have talked about Kim K trying to come out with Northwest dolls. We have talked about a lot, but we still have more to go. So just sit back, relax, grab a drink of water, chill out with me. Natalie, do you have any commentary on the stories that we've covered so far?
I mean, all of it is new to me. I am super shocked. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I had no idea any of this was going on. This is all new to me. That's why I'm like, wow, this is messed up.
Girl, listen, I get these.
The industry is really messed up.
If you want to hear how messed up it is, you need to follow Honey So Funny and J9 Esquire. Honey So Funny, she worked in the music.
Are they on TikTok?
Yeah, Honey So Funny, she's on every morning. And J9 Esquire, she just started going live. But they have the real inside track on what's going on with the music industry. Okay? All right. Next story that we are talking about. Did any of y'all ever collect Beanie Babies? Beanie Babies. Do we have any Beanie Baby enthusiasts?
Beanie
I'm sorry.
Babies,
Am I missing commentary? I'm sorry, y'all, if I missed your commentary.
Beanie Babies.
Does anybody remember Beanie Babies?
Why is it not showing?
So my sister was an avid Beanie Baby collector when she was little. So we had tons of them at the house, right? Now, I don't necessarily see Beanie Babies out on, I guess, for sale like that. Well, I also don't go out. But and I don't have any children, so I don't have to go into the toy section. But for y'all who have children, specifically younger children, oh, what's that? Okay.
Beanie Babies.
Okay. So for those of you guys watching on TT, Natalie is holding up some images of Beanie Babies. They're plush, soft, animal shaped toys with fun colors, right? And they are produced by a company called Ty Inc. TY Inc. Okay, they have been around since hold on a second. Y'all, if you saw my setup, you would be like, you are a crazy person.
Like, you are a streamer, honey.
I don't. This was not my intention.
You are a streamer with a T, honey.
This is not my intention. Okay, so here's what happened. So Beanie Babies, they're around, but we haven't necessarily seen them, on the scene like that, right? But they're still around. And if you have a trademark, you don't have to be loud about it long as it's still valid. So let me see. When my sister when she was doing Beanie Babies, it was like early 2000s. So they've been around for a little over 20 years. All of a sudden, 2025, this company called Pop Mart pops up. Pop Mart. And they start selling something called, hold on. Not the Labubu's.
Oh, not the Labubu?
No, they start selling something called Food Coteliela. Hold on. Pucky Beanie Bubble Up series. They're called Pucky Beanie Bubbles. And if you look up Pucky Beanie, when you start typing in Pucky Beanie, it actually types up Pucky Beanie Babies. And if you see the packaging, it is uncomfortably similar to Beanie Babies packaging, right? So the people who own Beanie Baby, that's the Pop Mart, the Pucky. Yeah. Thank you. So you see that they're similar, right? Now, Beanie Babies, they did their due diligence. They have trademarks for beanies, Beanie Babies, Beanie Boos, Beanie Bellies, Beanie Bouncers. Ty said whatever has to do with beanies, it's us, right? But then you have Pop Mart coming out here trying to sell these Pucky Beanie whatever majigs. So Ty sends them a cease and desist letter and says, hey girl, we see what you're doing out here, but it's really not cool because you're infringing on our trademark. We have the market cornered on Beanie Girl. Pop Mart says, yeah, we got your letter. Cool. They're like, hey, do you want to buy our inventory? I guess the negotiations, they're continuing, but then Pop Mart never stopped selling them. All of a sudden, because the Thai people, they're keeping an eye on the Pop Mart people, they start seeing the Pucky Beanies showing up on Amazon, on Target, on Temu, on everywhere. They're like, oh, so this is what y'all doing? This is what y'all doing? So now they have filed a trademark infringement suit against Pop Mart for brand confusion. They're like, look, you're trying to ride our coattails. We have built this brand up for over 20 years, and you just come out here with your ugly little Pucky Beanie whatevers and trying to get, and trying to ride the wave. And that is not cool. So not only are they looking for damages, they're looking for treble damages, right? And what that means is when somebody knowingly uses your intellectual property, your trademark, right? And you have warned them and you have said, hey, you're using my stuff, please stop. And they don't, you can ask the court, let's just make it round numbers. If you lost $100 because they were being jerks about it, you can tell the court, I want $300. Be treble damages, 3 times what you lost because they're being jerks about it. Okay. So Pop Mart, they sent you the letter, they were very polite, and you still went on and tried to sell these, infringing products that they had very politely asked you not to. Okay. A cease and desist letter is just a warning before the lawyers come a knocking. So if you get a cease and desist, I would suggest that you pay attention to it unless you believe it's wrong. Ignoring it is not going to help you. It could actually make things worse. All right? Okay. Next story that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I can't believe it's already been an hour. Okay. Have y'all heard about this this story about some actor? He was arrested on SA charges. They say that he SA'd like 2 twin boys. Okay. There was a show. Huh?
What is SH?
SA. He did bad things to 2 little boys.
Oh, SA.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So I don't know if you guys remember, there was a show on Fox called The Cleaning Lady. It was an awful show. It was based on a really good show out of Argentina. They brought it here. They redid the plot. It was terrible. But one of the executive producers on the show, who was also an actor, thank you for following me. Hey Tara, he was accused of SAing 2 twin boys who worked on set. Thank you for the flowers. Now, he has since turned himself in. He says that he's innocent, all of this stuff, right? But, so he's got his own things to deal with. However, he is married to a former actress. She was, if anybody has ever heard of the show Little House on the Prairie, he is married to one of the former actresses from that show, right? Now, they've been married for a while. And while they were married, they started a lifestyle brand based on family values, right? Now, and the wife, she is the face of this brand. Now, after these charges came out about her husband, she's like, that's my man. I'm gonna stick beside him. She's like, she believes that her husband is innocent, blah, 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 blah. But thank you. But the thing is, you are the face of a brand that prides itself on family values. So now his wife, this actor who is charged with SAing 2 little boys, his wife is feeling the burn because she is having events canceled around her business. When you are the face of a brand, when a brand is built around you, a lot of you out here, you're trying to build up brands. You need to watch the people around you. And yes, that includes your spouses, okay? Because if you build a brand based on certain values, and then somebody in your camp is blatantly violating those values, that kind of makes you look funny in the light, especially if that person is someone you're sharing a bed with every night, right? So mama has to figure out what she's going to do if her husband goes to prison for SAing 2 little boys, because this brand is not going to stand very long when it's based on the 2 of you and your family values, right? So I say that to say this: y'all got to check your circles. And you have, if you are a person who is looking for brand deals, especially on here, you're trying to be an influencer, you need to check your circles. Check who's around you, because a lot of your contracts, they're going to have morality clauses, right? And the morality clauses are not just for you. They're with anything that could be around you. So if you have a contract that has a morality clause, or you are working with a brand that has a particular set of values, you want to make sure that you are adhering to those guidelines. I don't know how much this couple makes from that lifestyle brand, but I'm sure it's not nothing. It's called Prairie, and there are lots of people who are nostalgic about Little House on the Prairie, but yeah, but hey, Dr. Obed Mangy, but that is just one of the things that you have to be aware of if you're going to be a content creator. Who's in your circle? Who's around you? Who can mess up the money? Check your people. Make sure they have their things in order. Make sure the person you're not, laying next to you every night is not messing up the bag for you.
Yeah.
All right. And, as you're bringing people into your life, right? You're coming up in life. Your things are going to get more complicated. Thank you all for everything. What you're going to need to do is probably have NDA contracts and privacy contracts and even morality contracts with the people around you, especially if some of you, TT is very family friendly. They don't want no scandals out here. So please be careful. All right.
I have to head out.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you for stopping in. Y'all make sure that you follow Natalie. She is on every morning. She does engagement.
Again, my chat loved it.
Oh, please. I am on in the mornings at 7 a.m., but I'm on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And then I will be doing something on Wednesdays in the afternoon with J9 Esquire and Tara B Esquire there in the comments. We're gonna be doing a legal show. I'm very excited about it. Yes, but thank you so much, Natalie, for hanging out.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I still got a few more stories to go through, so I will still be here.
Okay, Queen. I'll see you later.
All right, bye. Y'all say bye to Natalie.
Thank you, chat. So nice to meet you guys.
Oh no, J9, I was just saying goodbye to Natalie, trying to find your license. Oh, I was just saying I was telling Natalie about, we're going to be doing that show, and I was telling her about you and Tara. But okay, we got a few more stories. I did not think that it was going to go this long, y'all. Go me. Okay. Ooh, this is another one I want to talk to you. Do we have is anybody here married, engaged, or living with a significant other? Married, engaged, or living with a significant other? Please give me a ring emoji. Married. J9 Esquire is married. Anybody else? Listen, y'all. Your girl is single. Okay. Let your friends know. Yes. Okay. Now, J9 Esquire, you're married. You and your husband. People. People, listen, every relationship has its problems, right? No relationship is perfect, but you work with it within your relationship, and usually you keep your stuff to yourself. Can you imagine, J9 Esquire, you wake up one day on TikTok and there is some TikToker talking about your relationship with your husband, talking about it's an abusive relationship and it's codependent, and you're like, who is this person? That is what is happening to Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. So there is a TikToker by the name of, hold up, her name is Julie Face, okay? Julie Face, she's a TikToker, and she has posted videos claiming that Hailey Bieber is in a tolerant, codependent relationship, and that Justin and Hailey have an abusive marriage, supposedly fueled by Justin's alleged drug addiction. Can you imagine scrolling through your phone, J9 Esquire, and seeing somebody write that about you and your husband? How would you feel? So obviously Justin and Hailey, they are like, who the F do you think you are? Yes, you would be ready to fight, right? They said we ride at dawn. Okay. So Justin and Hailey Bieber, they have launched a defamation lawsuit against this TikToker. They're like, girl, you don't know us. How you think you're gonna defame us and say we have an abusive marriage? You don't know us. Now, the TikToker is saying that she is using information that is readily available. She is saying that Justin Bieber has posted clips where he has said that, he has had a long-standing battle with drug addiction, and that he has been, and that he has been abusive in every relationship that he has been in. So she's saying that I am making this opinion based on what Justin has posted on his social media, right? Now she's saying that they're bullying her, and she's getting, thank you for the stickers, and she's getting death threats and all of this stuff, right? So there is this question going on of, is it defamation or is it public opinion? Is she just commenting on what is in the public? Because again, she is using posts and interviews that were done by Justin Bieber himself, right? Now, Hailey has never come out and said that, their relation, that he's abusive, but there have always been rumors that they're about to split up. But I feel like that's for every couple in Hollywood. I feel like that's just how a lot of magazines make their bread and butter. But let's just say they are having trouble in their marriage. Okay, let's just say their marriage is trouble, and then you have this random girl out here, saying that that they're having trouble in their marriage. So what, and they're just like, so are you talking to people? Are you talking to people? And it's probably causing more turmoil in the house. But what they can come together like Voltron and do is sue this little girl and say, keep our marriage out your mouth. But the TikToker, what she is saying is that, well, you put this on your social media, so why can't I comment on it? You guys are public figures. I can talk about y'all, right? But should there be limits? Should the TikToker be allowed to make this commentary based on what Justin Bieber has put on his social media, or do Justin and Hailey have a right to privacy for their marriage, even though they are public figures? What do y'all think? Is the TikToker, now, is it in poor taste? Absolutely. But do you guys think that this amounts to defamation? Because defamation, remember, defamation, it has to be untrue and it has to cause you harm. So what do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Is the TikToker justified in making this commentary about Justin Bieber and his wife? J9 Esquire said, I don't think it's defamation. Right. I don't think it's defamation either, because again, she's not making this up. This is not like Tasha K and Milagro Grams, when they were literally just putting out stuff that they knew wasn't true. This TikToker is able to point to actual, provable stuff, saying that, hey, he said this. So based on that, I can kind of extrapolate what's going on. Tara, I don't know if he's known to be physically abusive, but apparently he made a post that said that because of his issues with drugs, he has been abusive in all of his relationships. J9 Esquire said, it sounds like her opinion based off of facts. Tarby Esquire said, it's a high bar, though. It is. And again, as we get into this realm of anybody being able, because before, remember, oh shoot, I need to charge this phone. Remember before, there used to be, entertainment news was not as ubiquitous. You maybe had a half hour segment after the news for entertainment news, right? Now you have whole networks. You have people whose entire careers are based on entertainment news, right? So of course, if that's what your career is based on, you always want to make sure that you have your viewership. But where does the need for viewership and the line of decency start? Where does that start, right? But so I'm interested to see whether this is actually going to even go far in terms of defamation, because if she's saying, well, just like the Chris Brown lawsuit that he lost over the documentary, the court said there is no defamation here, Chris, because your arrest record is all over the internet. Anybody can find it. So if Justin is saying, yes, I've been abusive in every relationship I've had, and this TikToker lady, she's just kind of like looking at them. She's like, well, if he said he's been abusive in every relationship we've had, I guess we can assume that he's being abusive to Hailey Bieber, right? But is it cool? No. Is it is it distasteful? Yes. But is it defamation? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But that's for the courts to decide. All right. Let me see. Oh, and the last story I'm going to leave y'all with. This is the last one I'm going to leave y'all with because it's 8:15 and I'm thirsty and I also need some food. Nene Leakes is coming back to Bravo, y'all. Nene Leakes is coming back to Bravo. If you watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, please put RHOA in the comments. If you ever watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, please put RHOA in the comments. And give me a famous Nene quote. Give me a famous Nene quote. Some of my favorites is going to the studio to lay down some beats. And when she steps out the car, she's like, "Woo, the ghetto." If you have ever watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, put RHOA in the comments. And if you can, give me a famous Nene quote. Why did this shut off? No. Oh, crap. Okay. I can do this. It's fine. I just pulled the plug out of my huge computer that had my notes, but it's okay. I know this story. Okay. So Nene, of course, you guys know Nene left Bravo in 2020. She claimed that they were racist, that the working conditions were bad, all this stuff. She like launched a lawsuit against Andy. Do y'all remember that? Do you remember when she was saying that Bravo was racist? Anyway, over the past few months, she's been hinting at, if maybe I'll go back if they ask me. And then apparently at the last BravoCon, Andy said that he and Nene had been texting, right? So now apparently it's official. She's not coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you, Tara. She's not coming back to, thank you. Ooh, look at that. Listen, I'm your private dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. Don't mind me. I'm silly. Anyway, so Nene is coming back to Bravo, but she's not coming back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is doing the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So apparently this is where they take housewives from all of the franchises and they send them somewhere, and hilarity ensues. I don't know who else is going to be on there, but at least Nene is going to be on there. Do you guys think that Nene will be a draw for this girls trip series? Do you think that Nene is going to be a draw? And then the other question I have for you. Now, when Nene left, she was claiming racism and bad working conditions, right? So what's bringing you back? What has changed? Do you guys think that the check was just that good? Or do you think that maybe Nene's money is running low? Or is it a combination of the two? Tara B said, people will tune in for the calamity. Girl, I know. I mean, the thing is, I have not watched Bravo in so long. Tara said coins. But coins on which end? Do you think it was the coins that are being offered are substantial, or the coins that Nene has left are dwindling? Which one do you think? Or is it a combination? It could be both. But excuse me. But both. You said both. Yeah, but I'm just wondering. You went out of your way to call these people racist, and not only that, when she filed the lawsuit was dismissed without prejudice, that or dropped without prejudice, which means that Nene can still come back and launch the lawsuit. So ostensibly, while the season of The Ultimate Girls Trip is airing, Nene could very well sue Bravo again. But this also, she was claiming that there were bad working conditions, within Bravo. And prior to, I guess, 20 years ago, reality star was not a real occupation. It was just something you did as a one-off. But now people are making entire careers out of being a reality star. So now we have to talk about what are the conditions that reality stars need in order for there to be safety, right? Because if you work in an office, you have them OSHA posters and things like that, but none of that was designed for a reality show. So how are you maintaining safe and supportive work conditions for reality stars when reality stars up until now were not considered real employees, right? So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But those were the stories that I wanted to share with you guys today. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. Thank you for the support. I will be on tomorrow morning recapping everything that I talked about tonight. We will go through about 3 stories every day for the rest of the week. Thank you, J9 Esquire. Thank you, Tara B, my 2 attorneys in the room. Thank you to Natalie, who helped me co-host. Thank you to everybody who watched and commented. I really, really appreciate this. I'm not on this thing to, become a millionaire. I really just want to get this information out because I want the public, creatives, and business owners to be educated and knowledgeable about what it takes to be in business so that you can be successful. Okay. So all I ever ask is that you share me out to your people. Love me in the light. Okay. I deserve to be loved in the light. But yeah, so I'm going to leave y'all here. Have a good night, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for the stickers. All right, let me end this. And now, all right. And now, share this. Okay. Did Finesse 2 times get finessed with his artist contract? Question mark. Mine. Perhaps it's just a brother or oh shoot, I thought I ended. Sorry.